There's a news story today celebrating Barclays Bank, and it's very difficult to join those celebrations when I have spent so long as a customer of Barclays, complaining about its poor customer services, the fees and the charges that it levers, the account freezing and the restrictions and the bizarre telephone calls and the bullying, the failure of its online and mobile banking systems. If a bank is unreliable, it's not working properly. Customers have reported issues like difficulties logging in, payment delays, even complete system outages, and this disrupts essential banking activities, especially for those who rely on the online banking and who can't get to a real Barclays bank because of bank closures, the ongoing trend of Barclays closing banks around the UK or shutting them for an extended period of time to um, re-equip them, to make them even more inaccessible and non-user friendly. The communications failures with Barclays are astronomical. The way they handle mortgages and loans, similarly, Im- impenetrably complex and unhelpful. So it's a tale as old as capitalism itself. The bank posts record profits, executives celebrate with lavish bonuses, and the ordinary customer, who should in theory be at the heart of the business, is left wondering where their share of the success has gone. And today it's Barclays. Tomorrow it could be another bank, which has just announced a bumper year of profits and equally impressive splurge on rewarding its top staff. Barclays' latest financial results tell a story of apparent success, at least from a shareholder or executive perspective. The bank's net profit surged to £1 billion in the fourth quarter alone, rounding off a year in which it amassed a pre-tax profit of 8.1 billion, up 24% from the previous year. This comes on the back of a 3-year restructuring plan led by Venkatakrishnan, the CEO, who has focused on cutting costs, returning capital to shareholders, and ramping up the UK retail banking division. On the investment banking side, profits have soared. Equities trading income rose by 40% to £604 million, while fixed income trading jumped 29% to £934 million. Barclays investment bankers also enjoyed a 22% increase in fees, proving that market volatility ahead of the US general elections had been a gift that kept on giving. But what about customers? The very people who deposit their money, take out mortgages, rely on Barclays for their day-to-day financial lives. The story here is less of a celebration. And while Barclays has been toasting its profits and keeping its feet warm, customers have been battling everything from bank closures to major 3-day tech outages, like we had the end of last month, that disrupted payments and transactions for a long weekend at the end of the month when the when the tax returns were due. This was hardly. This was more than an inconvenience. This was a financial nightmare. Compensation minimal. Accountability hardly mentioned. Meanwhile, Barclays continues to exit key services. The bank has long abandoned face-to-face banking for many of its customers, shutting branches at a relentless pace and pushing users into an online system that is often plagued with glitches. Complaints about Barclays' customer service remain rife, with long waiting times, automated responses, limited access to actual human beings when problems arise, and when you do meet a human being, that human being sends you off into a room to a phone. The £778,000 question is Barclays has decided that what its top investment bankers really need is more money. And the bank recently increased variable compensation for material risk takers, handing out an average of £778,000 in bonuses to 832 key staff members. In total, Barclays shelled out £1.2 billion in bonuses for these individuals, many of whom work in the investment banking division, not in the retail banking sector, where most customers interact with the brand. In a world where ordinary savers are facing stagnant interest rates, where mortgage rates remain high because of the Bank of England's reluctance to cut aggressively, where businesses struggle with borrowing costs, such payouts feel not just excessive but deeply out of touch. Barclays justifies these payouts by arguing that retaining top talent is crucial to the bank's continued success. But who defines success? If the goal is merely to drive up share prices and boost executive pay, then congratulations, mission accomplished. If the aim, however, is to serve customers, build trust, contribute meaningfully to the British economy, then the bank's priorities are grossly misaligned. The pattern of rewarding the upper echelons of the expense at the expense of everyday customers is not unique to Barclays. It's endemic across the banking sector. But at a time when Barclays is making billions of interest payments while failing to provide adequate customer support, the optics of such extravagant bonuses are undeniably poor. It's time to ask, how can Barclays justify record-breaking bonuses while ordinary customers continue to face an unreliable service, branch closures, and frustratingly high fees? If banks want to claim their success as a reflection of their customers' trust and loyalty, then they must start acting like it. Barclays' leadership would do well to remember that long-term stability doesn't come solely from rewarding the elite, but from ensuring that the millions of customers who rely on their services every day feel valued, supported, and most importantly, respected. I don't.